The first part of a good song is the melody. The melody is central to the song. So you want a melody that's simple and catchy. Repetitive melodies are catchy, and that's all that matters in modern music.
Alright guys, so let's make a melody real quick. I'm in the most pristine DAW software, BandLab. It's what all the pros use. Trust me, it's what all the pros use. We gotta create a melody, so let's get an instrument. I say we get like a cool synth lead in here. We're just experimenting with the sounds of I think this one sounds pretty cool. Okay. So we got our banger melody here. Let's get some nice BPM going, and we're gonna loop this thing. The key to having a good melody is you always want it to be very, very repetitive, because it's got to stick with the the listener, right? It's got to go throughout the whole thing, and it's gonna be catchy and good. Let's see what we got here. A sick melody, guys.
So the chords are another important part of the song. Don't worry too much about the chords. The best songs use basic chords because they best complement the melody and don't distract too much from the other parts of the song.
Okay, guys. Let's get some cool chords in here. I say we get like a nice synth lead, like a nice. I think that's pretty fire. Yeah.
So you've got to make sure your chords repeat, same as a melody, because they go hand in hand.
Okay, guys, so let's hear what the chords sound like.
So the next part of the music we should look at is the drums. The drums aren't the good part of the music, and we don't want to distract from the better stuff, so it's got to be repetitive and simple.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna add the drums here. We got some cool, all these sick effects we can use. I say we do some classic 808, pretty cool sound, and let's make some sick drums. So we got a simple beat here, but you don't want your beat this simple. It's gotta have more hi-hat. So I'll show you what it should be more like. Way too little hi-hat, Hi-hats are the most important thing in any song. So I added more hi-hats. I think it sounds good now. This is what it sounds like. You want to have a real nice trap sound to it, right?
You should make your music unique by adding your own sounds to the drum track. So, for example, claps are not used often enough in music.
We got a sick clap sound effect now. We can add that to it, and it just sounds pretty good. Let's increase the tone, lower the pitch, make a nice, good clap sound.
So, a super important part of songs is the bass. I find that there's never enough bass in songs. You've got to have like a really strong, big bass. You've got to make it very loud and prominent.
Yeah, you already know bass has got to be really fat. You got to have those really fat 808s, like. But I don't think that's thick enough, so let's make that thicker by adding some bass boost, which you can never have enough of. Stop. So, when working with bass, you never want to go easy on it. We want to turn this all the way up to max. And see all the low ends we got to increase very high. And we got to, increase our drive to pretty much maximum. So we got a nice thick bass sound.
Lyrics are very important because they're what make people remember your song. You've got to make sure they're catchy, and the best way to do that is by repeating things.
I can't think of anything.
If you get stumped, you can always get inspiration from other songs.
Cut the camera.
You also have to make sure your song's different enough that people remember it. So in order to do that, you should sing about an original topic that no one has ever sung about before, like how much money you have.
Yeah, I'm the best. Yeah. Ayo, my fans, it's time. It's time, my fans. Alright, my fans, begin. Straight out the green dungeons of rap. My drip too drippy. My drip too drip. Hey!
Are one of the most important parts of the song. Vocals need to be in tune and sound good, and the best way to do this is with lots of autotune. The best part is you don't even have to be a good singer. The computer does it for you.
All the way up. 100%. Autotune is so important, guys. If you don't use autotune, you suck. Alright, let's record these things. Yeah. Ayo, my fans, it's time. It's time, alright. Alright, my fans, begin. Straight out the green dungeons of rap. You already know what time it is, boys. My drip too drippy. My drip too drippy.
Sound effects are important. They're what ties your music together and makes it sound unique. Don't be shy about using sound effects. Use plenty and don't worry about where you place them. It doesn't really matter where they are or what they are. Get creative. So after you're done with all the other parts of the song, it's time to move on to making the cover of your song. So you want to flaunt as much wealth as you can in this cover. And if you can't show that, then no problem. You can just Photoshop it. So because Lil Money is so rich, he was able to pay the best Photoshopper in the business to Photoshop his album cover. As you can see, you want to include as much wealth as possible in the cover so that people can know that your song is really cool and really interesting and it's really eye-catching. Another thing you want to include is an explicit content warning label. So I know what you're thinking. Isn't that counterproductive since it decreases the amount of people who are able to listen to your music? It's a good question, and you're completely wrong. In fact, if you make your music explicit, it's more cool. People don't like boring PG-rated stuff anymore. Even if your music isn't actually explicit, you can still add the explicit content warning and no one will know the difference. They aren't even mandatory for actual explicit songs. Finally, after you're done photoshopping the cover, you want to piece together a music video to promote it to your audiences. And then you're done and you're able to release your beautiful song to the world.
Yeah. Hey, yo, my fans, it's time. It's time, alright? My fans, begin. Straight out the green dungeons of rap. You already know what time it is. My drip too drippy. 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 It's so drippy. You wish you had as much money as me. Like I'm high a whole Dollar Tree. You see me walking down the street, I scooching my feet. A sea is gray and green because I have so much money. Drip so hard you look back twice, ask me for financial advice. My drip too drippy, yeah. My drip is so drippy. My drip too drippy. My drip too drippy. Yo, don't even know what to do. It's so drippy. You see me and I'm on my grind. I think of money when I'm in a drip castle. State of mind. I pull up in my Lamborghini that I bought myself with all my greenies. Fly on the walls of money. My
life is defined. I'm in a drip castle state of mind.
Yeah, that's a banger.
You don't know how to dab up.
Drip too drippy, my 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 drip too drippy, it's so drippy.
Stream on SoundCloud.